What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to Lineman Life Live. I'm your observer, Lineman Uche Nwaneri, here with my co-host, Justin Blaylock.
What it do, baby?
Ooh, Monday motivation. The grind is real. Now, got a little mix-up that we're going to do today with the show. You know, normally we could keep it football, but, you know, now that the football season's over, we got through the draft. We're going to spread our wings a little bit. We're going to talk sports in general, just to kind of, you know, keep things fresh. There's only so much you can really talk about when it comes to football at this point of the year.
Speculate the schedule.
Just speculating stuff, just staring into the camera. We're going to go ahead and we're going to spread our wings a little bit and talk a little bit of sports. So, of course, as many people who are online daily know, today, there's something definitely to talk about with the Rudy Gobert and Shaquille O'Neal beef that has apparently started up. We'll get into that. Also, the NFL has dropped a couple of tidbits about the schedule this year. They've dropped the international games. We'll take a quick look at that as well. And we got CP3, Chris Paul, and the drama that happened with him and his family during their last game against my Dallas Mavericks in the playoffs. And we got an update from Deshaun Watson's case. There's been an update in the civil suit against him. We'll get into that as well. We do appreciate you guys for being in here. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Subscribe to the channel if you have not as of yet. Share this live stream. And feel free to join in on the conversation, whether it be, you know, just talking in the chat, asking us questions, super chats, whatever it may be. We love the interaction, so don't shy away from doing that. We will keep the conversation going. You know, as long as you asking us some cool questions, we'll give you some cool answers. So let's take a look. First off, let's look at this NFL schedule. Part of the NFL schedule. The actual schedule itself will be released on, I believe, Thursday of this week.
Thursday night.
We'll be getting the actual NFL schedule, which is kind of a big thing. That's kind of a big deal each year. I never really understood why, because I mean, honestly, you know, as a player, you're just like, all right, well, we're going to this team this year. We're playing against this division this year. So
right.
whatever, you know,
That's all I need to know. We finished here, so we're playing these level of teams. That's it.
I remember, you know, we after our playoff year, my rookie season, the next year we had like the third hardest schedule in the league, and I'm just like, shit, oh Lord,
shit ain't all it's cracked up to be.
For real, it's like, damn, they're gonna put us through the gauntlet like that. But no, definitely got some interesting matchups. I mean, you got your international games, which I think are the main things that they shared. The NFL shared this week. Before the schedule actually is released. So, you know, one game we have here, obviously, you got the Niners and the Cardinals in the Mexico game. That will be November 21st, 8 p.m. I was kind of envious of that. I mean, we played in London we still play in London now.
Y'all like the official team of London.
Yeah, we like the official London team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. In 2013, that was our first year playing in London, and I'll never forget. Like, we got in the stadium. This Wembley Stadium is like a soccer field. It's not made for football,
right?
So it's weird because the grass is laid different, and it's made for sliding. So it's almost muddy to a certain extent. Which, when we got on the field for pregame warmups, I was just like, "Oh no, this ain't gonna work. We need some longer cleats because this is like a wet field." It feels like. But,
that shit is something else. I don't know. It was so it was slick, but also short. So I felt, I don't know what those guys do. I mean, also they're 200 pounds lighter than us.
Yeah.
So I guess it's okay for them to run around on. There's no way, if they're talking about having a real team over there, they need to build a real stadium for football, for American football.
Because Wembley's not made for it. I mean, Wembley's a nice stadium, big stadium.
I think they're doing Tottenham this year.
No, it's back in Wembley now.
Oh, is it? Okay. Good for them.
Yeah, I think last year they did Tottenham. Or they did. It was a new stadium they did last year. I think it was. I think it was Tottenham's or Fulham's. One of those.
Oh, so they're doing like the Super Bowl. You build a new stadium, you get an NFL game.
Yeah, you get an NFL game. So, but this year they switched it back to Wembley. Now this Mexico game.
Azteca.
This is going to be. I'm not sure what stadium they're playing. Oh, Estadio Azteca. Yeah, in Mexico City. I would have loved to have played in the Mexico game. I think that would have been really cool.
Yeah,
because obviously the fans there are going to be fully like versed in football. Like
right.
When we played in London, they sent me and there was a number of players. One player from each team that played the first year. And the Jags sent me to go to London, and we had to do a workshop. We did a workshop explaining the rules of football, and it was a full auditorium too. People were like, everybody had an NFL jersey on. They had club jerseys from football clubs that were already established in London. Mm-hmm. And, we spent an hour just explaining some terminology, demonstrating, blocking, demonstrating, all different aspects of the game for the crowd, which I thought was pretty cool because, they really were eating it up. They wanted to see it. And it was an enjoyable time. It was definitely an enjoyable time, but there's obviously that learning curve to football. If you've never experienced a sport before, you're going to be kind of lost watching it. And when we played at Wembley, they cheered for everything. They cheered for everything. It didn't matter if you lost 10 yards, they cheered. If you gained, we scored a touchdown, they cheered. The Niners scored a touchdown, they cheered. Like everything, every play, they went nuts. It was crazy. They had their chants going. So it kind of felt like a soccer match, but it was a great experience nonetheless. And of course, the Jaguars are going to be up on the docket again, as per usual, in London, taking on the Broncos. Broncos with Russell Wilson now at the helm. So this is going to be an interesting matchup, to say the least. Trevor Lawrence looking for that second-year boost. Jags had a pretty decent draft, so we'll see if this team is ready to kind of pick up the pieces now as we move forward into their new era of Jacksonville Jaguars football. But obviously, again, Sunday, October 30th, 9:30 a.m. ESPN Plus. That's going to be a rough one.
That's tough. If you got any of those players on your fantasy, you got to be up at the crack of dawn.
Got to be up at the Krizak.
God dang.
Krizak, Jizak. Now, also, we've got some Monday night. We got some Monday night games that are also on the docket as well that have been released by the NFL. Two huge matchups on the slate for Monday Night Football in Week 2 this season. You got Tennessee versus Buffalo. It's going to be that's going to be on the 19th, 7:15 p.m. I think this is a doubleheader. Yeah, doubleheader. So you got Tennessee and Buffalo, Minnesota and Philly. And I mean, I think these are going to be some good matchups. I mean,
they couldn't start it any earlier or get any more separation.
Yeah. You know what? You know how the NFL.
I know you got to do shit for the West Coast, but West Coast folks ain't fucking with Tennessee and Buffalo. Really, either of these games.
Either one. Yeah, they don't watch none of these teams.
Let's just do all this for the East Coast and make it good for us.
They don't watch none of these teams. So the NFL is getting things revved up. The NFL is a 12 month calendar year continuous machine. It's not even like when we were playing, it was just hitting that where it was just now becoming 12 months. Everything.
Right, yep.
It didn't matter if you won the Super Bowl or if you didn't make the playoffs. It was like you got like a month or two off and then you right back into it.
And they're going to make sure the talking heads got something to talk about every month.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's OTAs or free agency, the draft, schedule release. Getting ready, mini camps. Who shows up? Who doesn't? I mean,
deliberately.
Yes. Oh, this is 100% deliberate.
Yeah, they deliberately turned it into a 12-month full year cycle. So there's definitely there's not any downtime outside of just that little bit of time between the Super Bowl and then the combine, because the combine comes on and they're right back to it. So it's really just a
little break after mini camp before training camp.
Yeah, you get the little month break between between OTAs and training camp, and from there you right back into it. So before you know it, football season's gonna be back up. We're gonna be like, whoa,
pedal to the metal,
pedal to the metal. So with all that, definitely we'll move on from that. We're gonna talk a little bit about this Shaquille O'Neal, Rudy Gobert situation, because I mean, let's be real. There is nothing that Rudy Gobert can tell anybody when it comes to trying to guard Shaq Diesel O'Neal, because this boy has rightfully lost his mind. So here's the tweet that went out, right? And this was Rudy Gobert responding to Shaquille O'Neal's podcast. We're going to take a look at that here in just a second. But this was what Rudy Gobert had to say to Bleacher Report when they posted that Shaquille O'Neal says Rudy Gobert wouldn't be able to guard him. And Rudy Gobert responded, and I believe this was on Instagram. He responded, "I would lock his ass up." Well, I'll tell you what.
Big talk.
That's big talk. Big talk talking about the big cock diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Now, let's take a look at the podcast itself, because I think,
who shot
every
the
man,
first shot?
I guess, has the right to defend himself and to defend his honor. But let's see what really started it. This here is the podcast, the big podcast with Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, Nichelle Turner, and Spice Adams, who we're going to get to in a second on him too. Spice Adams is hilarious. But let's listen in on what they had to say that led to this whole situation popping off like it has.
There's all these rumors going around that Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert ain't jiving. So what's going on in Utah?
What's going on is what I told y'all 3 years ago. Donovan ain't that good, and the Utah Jazz ain't that good. Just say it. You want to be good or you want to be great. Whichever one.
He said they garbage. That's what it is.
Shit, man. This guy's an asshole.
Shaq don't play, man. He ain't playing. Shaq. But it's like, who's going to say something to Shaq? I mean, what are you going to say? He don't know what he's talking about?
Right. You can't check him.
I believe he does.
not on basketball, anyways.
For real.
One you want to let me know. But Rudy's a great player, fine defensive player, but he offers nothing on the offensive end. Like, he has no post moves.
I think Rudy Gobert can hold you to like 12 points.
Yeah, in the first 3 minutes. in the first, let me tell you something, man. It's against my religion for somebody to hold me one-on-one. I take that personally. I do. And you know what I'm going to do with him? He's a shot blocker. He can't shoot a shot. You got to back his little skinny ass up under the rim and then show him the ball so he gets scared. Wole. And then just go on. Bye-bye.
Wait, what was that?
He says, show him the bow so he gets scared.
So disrespectful.
Jeez.
Wole, creme brulee, French fries.
All right, so that is what set this thing off. Now, look, you know how the internet is. You step out of line and say some shit that nobody in their right mind will believe. You setting yourself up for a dragon. And this has been #1 trending on Twitter all day long. It has not changed.
But Rudy phone was blowing up.
He was getting text messages, bruh. Seriously?
Hey, dog, you got to check out Twitter.
Hey, you seen what people have been saying? Like,
You gonna let this old motherfucker talk about you like this?
hey,
You know,
I'd be hard pressed to even consider that he could guard Shaq now. If you gave Shaq 2 months to just get in a little bit of shape,
right?
I think Shaq will still bow his ass right into he'll put him under the court.
So now we got that grown man strength, the old man.
He got that grown man strength. But let's dig a little, because look, man, the internet had a collective burst of gut laughter when he said that, because it's like, dude, stop. And we got to take it to my guy first, my boy Spice Williams. This shit had me rolling when I seen this, because this was a direct, and this was FanDuel Sportsbook. This is the people who bet.
Oh wow, this is
he just posted this as soon as he said it.
Calvin Ridley. Damn. Hey, he ain't wrong,
he ain't wrong. That's what everybody did. I scrolled down this damn tweet from Bleacher Report for 15 minutes, and all it was people laughing. That's all it was people laughing. Now, look, some of y'all might be a little bit younger, so y'all may not fully appreciate
y'all just see
the dominance.
Y'all see the goofy cat he is now in all the stupid ass commercials. Nah, he is a man.
You see him and you say, "Oh, that's Shaquille O'Neal." Yeah, he used to be a great basketball player. But let me show y'all something.
But no, he was
when I say that Shaquille O'Neal, when you say Shaquille O'Neal was dominant, bruh, let me show you something.
I mean, a bull in a China
This
shop.
is what he did to people. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at his face.
So that's Jason Kidd, Kenyon Martin, Keith Van Horn. I can't see the cat's face that's getting his jersey ripped off.
Yeah, he's just looking for somewhere to land. He's like, shit. Look, bro. This is what Shaquille O'Neal did. Like, this is an entire starting five. This is
supposed to do with
five.
that? What are you supposed to do with that?
Do?
Now, granted, Rudy's probably a better defender than anybody on that picture. But damn it.
Okay, fine.
He ain't that much better.
Look at this. Would you say that the combined defensive prowess of everyone in this picture?
Yeah, combine them all together.
You combine all these guys together and you have maybe 2 Rudy Goberts combined. Jason Kidd, this was prime Jason Kidd right here.
I mean,
stealing the ball.
All-time, like, top 5 in steals, probably.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, ain't gonna do shit against Shaq. This at least 3 guys that are 6'8" plus.
Now look, this is mainly for shock value, but this just shows you the prowess. There are 4 other Lakers on the court that are uncovered right now.
Yeah, we're good. I'm not worried about you.
They're not even covered. Nobody's covering them. Nobody.
Look at the guy's face in the back.
Look at the fear in his face back here. Look at the fear. He's like, oh my God.
He's nowhere near the action and he's still this scared.
Like, you young whippersnappers need to know something. They changed the rules of basketball because of Shaquille O'Neal. They changed the rules of basketball.
Yeah.
Now, even further than that, this is what I believe this is what Rudy Gobert was in for regardless. This is what he was going to get. If he even thought for a second he could guard Shaquille O'Neal, well, look, brother, this is what you was in for. Because I don't know what he was thinking. But this is what you was in for, my friend. This might be the most I mean, come on, bro. And this is a guy who's, close to the same measurables. It's a nice. I mean, I don't even need to say nothing. Let's speak for itself.
Let's just watch it.
Against Dudley. Nice. Watch this now, Bob. Watch the power. He just overpowered him. That move right there was as powerful as you've ever seen.
Dick, your whole shit right here.
I mean, listen to the commentators.
Against Dudley. Nice. Dudley is now throwing with Shaq and threw the ball in his direction. Watch this now, Bob. Watch the power. He just overpowers him. Well, that move right there was as powerful as you'll ever see.
I mean, come on, man. What are you supposed to do?
You got to fight after that.
You got to fight. I mean, I'm talking about, look, we're both getting kicked. That's like when I played against Ndamukong Suh, I told my coach before the game, look, I told the backup, hey, you better get ready. If this some bitch even tries something, I'm getting kicked out the game because we're going to fight on the field. So just, hey, stretch, get you some practice sets in.
Yeah.
Be ready.
Oh, don't be
This
like
is
Willie
Shaquille
Beeman.
O'Neal.
Yeah. That's one of the worst things I've ever seen on a basketball court.
Have you ever seen a human being just look at it. Like, look at him. He's like, gotta keep him off me.
He's got his whole body weight, locked into that forearm there. And Shaq's just like, is there a gnat in here? What's going on?
He is leaning into this cat with everything he has, everything in his soul. He's like, this is it. This is the moment. This is the moment. Just keep him out of the paint. I mean, he just collapses his elbow. Collapsed. He's like, body to body. He spun on him. Now what you gonna do?
Drop step. You got to make a business decision.
Yeah. Hey, that drop step, when he drops that, boy, it's over.
You got to make a business decision right here. Like, you know what? Hey,
this is the business decision. I don't want to get hurt.
I fought the good fight. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. No shame.
This is seriously like, this is where people this is why guys in the NBA don't get dunked on anymore. That's why guys get out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
Because of this type of shit here. And then he's not even looking at him. He's not even looking at him. Oh my God. And then he's then the disrespect.
That's so unnecessary. So fucking unnecessary.
I mean, he did Dudley like he was just he tried to go up with him. Come on, man. What are you doing?
At this point,
why are you doing that? That's not going to work.
This is when you realize you fucked up.
And then this is all you can do.
I think I would have ran off. I'd have ran to the locker room.
I went straight to the locker room like, I'm good.
With Shaq and
look at him.
The ball in his direction. Watch this now, Bob. Watch the power. He just overpowers him. That move right there was as powerful as you'll ever see.
This guy looks like he was selling fucking, rental car insurance the night before. And somehow gets tossed into the goddamn.
He's like, what am I doing here?
Blender against the most dominant physical force basketball's ever seen.
He's like, what am I doing here? Now, let's give it a little context, all right? So Rudy Gobert, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, no slouch.
Give a little context to this guy because, I mean, look, I know that Rudy Gobert is a good defender, but I don't really look at him as I don't look at him as a dominant force in any way, really. I mean, he's just a good defender. I mean, what is that really saying in today's NBA? What is that really saying?
Yeah, the way the game is played is completely different.
Yeah, it's a completely different game. Come on, bro. But this is Rudy Gobert. Let's be real. Let's be real now. This is him.
Or low dribble. George draws a crowd. Man doesn't take the three. Drives in.
Now, I don't know who the fuck that is. I have no idea. But I'll tell you what.
I know who it's not.
I know what he just did. And I mean, it wasn't the cleanest dunk, but he dunked on a straight up and down, vertically jumping Rudy Gobert. And he's a shooting guard. That's a shooting guard, maybe a point guard. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know who this guy is. But if this, can anybody tell me a time when this happened to Shaq? Has he ever been dunked on by a guard?
So don't worry.
I don't think so.
I think cats knew better.
I mean, come on, bro.
Dog.
Come on, bro. There's no reason. I mean, this would never happen to Shaq. First off, Shaq wouldn't have been out there trying to guard somebody at the three-point line. That's just stupid. For one, if you're a center. That's just not very smart. Not a guard. But even at that, I've seen Shaq come on people who are this high at the goal and send they shit into the second row.
Yep.
Now
he's doing that to centers.
He was doing that to centers. I mean, come on. You know what? Let me pull up another one. There was one that I've been looking for. Oh, I had it earlier and I accidentally closed the tab. Let me pull it up. Because I was just like, this is what Rudy Gobert and everybody else who thinks they know basketball in today's basketball world, this is what y'all need to understand about Shaquille O'Neal. And when I find this video, we're going to let it run. Because this cat, I mean, it was just a video of him literally just, I mean, you couldn't stop him. He was just going through everything. Everything and everybody was getting straight dunked on. Give me a second here to pull it up.
Yeah, it was like
because it's in these replies. It's in these replies. I remember seeing it.
Yeah, it was like watching the Tasmanian devil just go through a fucking wheat field or something and just shit flying left and right.
Blood everywhere. Like, wow. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's not even. This one's a good. This is a good one too.
I know you got to stand up for yourself.
I saw that made me laugh.
You got to stand up for yourself and be confident in your abilities, but like Shaq, come on.
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, come on, man. Nikola Jokic, who also now two-time NBA MVP. He got
back-to-back
got
MVP.
That today. Congrats to him. Rudy waving off the help while guarding Jokic one-on-one. He said, I got him. He said, brother, I have 47. Like, bruh, stop it. You're not winning. But like I said, even worse than that, oh my goodness, where was this video? It was only it's like a 40-second video, but it is gold. Because it just shows you just how bad this cat was doing everybody.
I mean,
there's so many responses of people just laughing on here. It's unbelievable. They just laughing.
It's like top 75 player after top 75 player. You know,
oh, dude.
All defensive NBA after all defensive NBA. Doesn't matter.
He did the same thing he did to Dudley. He did that to David Robinson, an 8-time all NBA defensive player.
Yeah, David
he did
Robinson.
It to David Robinson.
Dikembe Mutombo. I mean, the list goes on and on. It did not matter.
Here's the Dikembe video. Shoot. While we sitting here, might as well. Let me put that on the screen for everybody to look at.
The only guy that fucked with him was Akeem. And that was mainly on offense. He had him in that fucking. He had him in
that was because Shaq would have to play defense all game because Hakeem had it for him on both sides.
Yeah.
But even that, Shaq still had like 35.
Right, yeah. It's not like anyone held him in check.
Dikembe Mutombo, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, 3-time NBA block leader. This is Mr. Not in my house.
Yeah,
no, not in my house. This is what he did to him.
No soup for you.
Watch the power of Shaquille O'Neal. Watch Mutombo. It's almost like he lifts him off the floor. Your feet leave the floor. It's pretty difficult to dump. And Shaq. Now watch.
I mean, Mutombo was still in his prime when that happened. Mutombo was still in his prime. Now, again,
fair.
you don't come out there and you don't come out there and disrespect Shaq like that. But God dang it, let me find this. Where's that video at? Where is it? Oh, I have to show it to you. Oh, here it is. My God. Hey, this shit is ridiculous. This is a nice minute-long montage of utter domination.
I want to see the one where he rips the whole goal down. Like, the whole thing just
on this one.
That shit just collapsed.
Rudy Gobert thinks he can lock up Shaq. Let's remind him. David Robinson.
Dre goes
Block.
tag.
Get that shit out of here. You die. Block. Get that shit out of here. You die. You get that shit out of here. You die. You die. You die. You die. You die. I mean, come on. Look at this. They just getting out the way like, oh my, it don't matter. Sean Bradley. 7'7", nothing.
Okay, that's a pass.
Everybody.
It's a bonus.
Dudley. They showed me. Look at this. Nobody. He came from the 3-point line.
Oh,
come on, dude. Get it? Come on, bruh. That's Shaquille O'Neal. That's what you're dealing with. And Rudy Gobert thinks that he can stop that? Poppycock. Nonsense. Nonsense.
Yeah, I'm not sure anybody. I mean, certainly not in that era. I'm having trouble thinking of anyone with the physique to stand up against Shaq.
No, nobody had the physique to even stand up against him. That's true. Like nobody could do anything.
Even now, when guys are bigger, faster, and stronger. I mean, look at the NFL Combine. I mean, numbers are going, speed numbers are going down, or faster, I should say. And cats are getting bigger. And still, 20 years later, we haven't seen anybody like Shaq. I mean, maybe
in the NBA, you haven't
Zion's close, but he's 6'5", 6'6", or something, and isn't that physical?
Yeah. Zion's not even he's not even as tall as Shaq, so it wouldn't even And
he doesn't play like that. I mean, he dunks. I mean, crazy dunks when he's healthy, but does not have that type of film.
No, doesn't have it at all. And I mean, come on. You had guys, so I read this stat earlier. The only NBA player with the most blocks against Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, I guess you could consider him Shaq's nemesis to an extent, because he has 56 blocks against Shaquille O'Neal in his career.
Damn.
Greg Ostertag.
Oh, but they were playing each other a lot.
Yeah, they played each other a ton of times. But that's the only guy who could even utter the words "lock down" on Shaq. And look, let's be real.
But how many dunks did Shaq?
Blocks. Yeah, how many dunks for every block he got? How many times did he get dunked on? That's the stat that really matters. Because I'm willing to bet he probably is looking at like a 8-to-1 ratio. You get dunked on 8 times and you get a block on a sky hook, and that's it.
Right. The one time Shaq got lazy and tried to pull up Jay or something. And shout out to Greg Ostertag from Duncanville.
Hey, you know what I mean? Greg Ostertag ain't no bitch. We know that.
That's how we do
Rudy
it.
Gobert, you get dunked on by guards. We can't even hear you talking about Shaq, bro. Not with guards putting you in the damn pavement.
I mean, I think he's 7'4", 7'3", something like that. But I'd be surprised if he was 265.
Yeah, he's not even close.
And probably not even.
I wouldn't see that.
Only because he's so tall, and you get a couple extra, pounds from being 7 foot.
Yep. So, I mean, I guess, without, I think, and I don't think there's any real argument from anybody in this. This is completely over. but yes, this was absolutely legendary. The disrespect that he showed Chris Dudley when he shoved him. And, I watched like the whole 2 minute clip of that whole thing. And I mean, Chris Dudley was like, "Fuck you!" You can see him.
I mean,
but it's like, what are you gonna do?
Was the fucking like the hip thrust / dick rake across his whole body? Was that really necessary? Like, come on, man.
He dick raked him across the chest on his way down. Ostertag was just trying to hold on. He was just trying to stay vertical because, he tried to catch Shaq like coming down so he could stay. No, Shaq just hit him with the clean, you get your ass in.
I would have just like bear hugged him and like don't even let him jump.
I would have tried to foul the life out of him. I would have elbowed him or something. Like, good God.
Yeah, clearly people eventually figured it out. Just don't let him jump. Just wrap him up as soon as you get to it.
And that was prime Shaq, dude. Prime Shaq was fast. He was quick.
Yeah.
He got to the rim immediately. That drop step, the drop step was sending cats flying because he threw that elbow right in their liver. You just see cats just go out the way. And, it was unbelievable, dude. Like, I grew up a Mavs fan, but I loved Shaquille O'Neal because that's how I wanted to play basketball when I thought I was going to grow to be like 7 feet tall. I was getting up there. I was like, okay, about to hit that growth spurt. Never came. You're going to stay at 6'3", buddy, 6'4". That's it. But this version of Shaquille O'Neal, prime Shaquille O'Neal in today's NBA would do the same thing he did when he played in his time. He'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
He would just dominate everybody. They changed the rules. They actually changed the rules of basketball. They gave you 5 seconds to back down because of Shaq. Because he would just back down the entire, every time he would just back down the whole possession and boom. You have defensive 3 seconds now because of Shaq. Because they would just sit cats in the paint. Right.
Just wait for him.
Just wait for him, everybody. You saw the picture against the Nets. That's the whole starting 5 trying to stop one man from dunking. Couldn't nobody do it.
They had to They had to bring a backup goal in case he shattered one.
The motherfucker was shattering goals when he dunked. See, that's why, the cats who, really love the NBA now, I'm always like, I like the NBA, but I don't watch it like I used to when Jordan, and not even because it was just Jordan and them, but it was because, look, these cats were.
The style was just so different. It was a physical game.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 wasn't, it existed, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. Steph Curry's basically turned it into like
it's a shooting gallery now. It's a shooting gallery, yeah.
Well,
everybody's shooting from deep. Nobody's bruh. There was like 10 big men
standing outside the fucking 3-point line.
Yeah, your centers are fucking 3-point shooters now.
There's nobody, not only not in the paint. There's nobody inside the arc.
Everybody's playing outside the arc.
What kind of plays am I running here? It's just...
and look, man, like you can think back from, let's say, from 1994 to like 2000. Let's say to 2000. I would say even to like 2000, 2005, 2007, like a little 10 to 12 year period there. There was like 10 or 15 big men who were legit big men. They were defenders on the defensive side of the ball, and they were paint monsters on the offensive side of the ball. They could score in the paint.
Yeah,
they could score anywhere from the free throw line in. They could hit.
You could throw the ball jumpers into the post, and a guy would do post moves. Like now, like 5s are like they get the ball in the paint. They're like.
Now you got 5s hanging out in the corner.
How do I shoot?
On the 3-point line?
I shoot a 3 from here? I can't shoot a 3.
They don't even. If it's not a hook, if it's not a little hook shot, they don't even know how to do a good, a 4-point rotation to get to the rack. The last big man, in my opinion, who was able to. Jokic, yes, he could survive in that time of basketball. I think in the paint.
He has good fundamentals, good footwork, but he's a way better passer than any of those guys were. His court vision's stupid.
Yeah,
some of the stuff he can do.
You just don't see big men playing the post anymore, and it's like, okay, if you're not going to play in the post, then it kind of like defeats the point of being a center, because the center is supposed to be that last line of defense that eliminates points in the paint or creates second chance opportunities through rebounding, or is a defensive rebounder who keeps the opposing team off the second chance points. Like, this was basketball in a fundamental renaissance. The fundamental golden age was in the mid-90s all the way through to the early 2000s.
Yeah, now it's this like positionless fucking three-point shooting contest.
Positionless. It is truly positionless. There is no true role and position for any player out there. They just have to be able to shoot the three-point ball.
Yeah,
and that makes a team a threat. I mean, look at the Miami Heat, for example, right now. The Miami Heat lost against who was it? They lost against the Celtics, I believe.
They're the Sixers right now.
The Sixers, my bad. Yeah, the Sixers. The main reason they lost is because they were like 9 for fucking 28 or 9 for 21 from three-point land. Like, everything in their game, everything that gives them the ability to win relies on the three-point shot.
Live by the three, die by the three. You remember that year the Rockets were like 0 for 30 or some shit from three? It was in the finals, I think. And
yeah.
Might have been game 6 or I can't remember. It's been a long time. But like a historically bad night from three, and they just got ran out of the fucking building because that's all they had. This was the team
that's all they had
with D'Antoni where they were like so analytics driven. It was either dunk, layup, or three. Like no mid range.
Yeah.
Like why take a hard two? That's stupid.
Like a mid-range shot, the mid-range shot doesn't even exist in the NBA anymore. Doesn't even exist. You're either at the rim or you're at the three-point line, and that's it. And that's a shame because, at the end of the day,
Chris Paul hit you with the elbow, Jay.
Yeah, Chris Paul will hit the elbow. Chris Paul will hit the little floater from the free throw line.
There's a few cats left that'll still
they're
hit you with a little mid range, but
a little bit of the mid range game. But it's really like
by and large,
it's 10% of the game now. It's 10% of the game.
Yep,
which is crazy. But moving on from Shaquille O'Neal and Rudy Gobert, let's talk a little bit about Chris Paul, as a matter of fact, with his situation in Dallas. Now, I've been to American Airlines Arena many a times.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I'll never forget watching, the NBA Finals 2011, second row right behind LeBron talking cash shit. Shout out to Mark Cuban and Dirk for the tickets because they linked me up with the tickets for that game. I'll never forget watching them play against the Lakers from the third row. That was my first time ever seeing Kobe play. We swept their ass.
Yeah, that's right.
We swept them. But, it's an electric atmosphere in the playoffs in Dallas. It's really unique. It's definitely, playoff basketball is just unique in and of itself. But, in the American Airlines Center, I think it's particularly special because, got to see it. I saw my team win a championship, and that was just something that you don't get to see much. I still got the tickets framed up. I got the Dirk jersey. Dirk gave me his playoff jersey from the year he won the MVP. They did lose to the Golden State that year, but hey, I still take that. I mean, he gave me the jersey. It still smelled like sweat. I smelled it. I was like, this still smells like sweat. He signed it. I got it framed up. Lifetime fucking, memento for me.
Yeah.
But I think this is something that's important to talk about, just mainly because this has become kind of a problem in the NBA. It has. With fans and fan conduct, there's an issue with Chris Paul, his wife, and his mother-in-law, I believe, or his mom, his wife and mom. During Game 4, a young fan allegedly got physical, which is kind of like shocking. Like, why would you do that again? Like, what is the, what is the motivating factor to put your hands on family members of a player? Because one, you'll be lucky to get out of the arena depending on where you're at.
Yeah, he didn't think this one. He didn't think this one through.
He didn't think this one through. Now, apparently, it looks like it's a young kid. So take a look at this clip real quick, and then we'll go from there. So, okay, so that's the kid. Chris Paul is trying to figure out what's going on. He looks terrified. He's like, "Oh my God, what did I do? Why?" See, that's how you get too hyped up. And I mean, look, man, there's been a lot of players who have had issues with fans this year in the NBA and the past couple years, actually. And look, let's just finish watching it, then then we can talk about it.
The poor mom. The poor kid's mom.
Poor kid's mom.
Kid's poor mom.
There's the younger brother.
Oh no. Yeah, he said that.
So apparently,
I went viral though.
Yeah, all right. You'll never. He's gonna have his ass banned. He's gonna be banned for life.
Well, he should never
coming back to that mother. Yeah, he'll never. That kid will be banned. Him and his family will be banned.
No more NBA
ever
games.
Coming back to the American Airlines Center.
I would go the whole NBA.
Yeah, the NBA is not playing with this shit no more. Like because the next logical thing that's going to happen.
Someone's going to get knocked the fuck out.
Is a player is going to go up in the stands and beat the shit out of a fan.
Yeah.
And I ain't going to be mad at that. Because look, at the end of the day, you fuck around and you're going to find out.
Fuck around and find out.
You know what I mean?
Hey, down south,
and,
and
then you're going to try and sue him. But I mean, look, hey, he'll settle. I'll settle for that. I'll settle. Hey, here's 100,000. Go get your nose redone because your shit's split up now. You know what I mean?
Find you a new face, bitch.
Charles Barkley had something to say on it. I have not seen this, so it'd be good for us to kind of, get a little listen to what he has to say. Charles Barkley usually has a pretty good. He's ratchet as shit, but he usually has a decent take on a lot of things. So let's listen to Charles Barkley here.
I've always said, hey, we could put an end to all this stuff. Some of the stuff these fans say, let's take them right down to center court for 5 minutes. I've always said that. Some of the crap they say to you, hey, let's give me 5 minutes to center court with them until say, you ain't gonna press no charges. Nobody gonna get it. Ain't nobody gonna be sued civilly. Say what you just said to me right to my face right here for these 5 minutes. I'm gonna beat your ass, beat the hell out of you.
It would take you 5 minutes.
Oh, no, I'm gonna take my time. I'm not gonna do them quickly. I'm gonna jab them a little bit. Then I'm gonna lay the haymakers on their ass. Well, I hear you for.
But Charles, we see you fight.
For real, we see what happened when Shaq swung at his ass.
Like both of y'all was just swinging
swinging in the air. I mean, look, you can see the people in the first row. You can see their hair flying back from the wind, but
yeah,
it didn't look like the kind of fight he's talking about.
In a real world, in a real
there wasn't no jabbing happening.
Other than the gladiator,
no, we purging people.
Not happening.
We're purging people.
I mean, I think your earlier point was 100%.
So look, I mean, this is something that's always a little bit of a touchy subject with athletes because I mean we know that we are the entertainment, but the people in the crowds, and they should all know damn well, if you're behind the Suns bench, you're probably around family members of the Suns players. Like when we played it, when the Mavericks and the Heat were playing, I was literally sitting. The Heat were sitting right there. I could see LeBron's bald spot and everything. Damn. And then there was guys sitting right behind him, and then there was me sitting right behind that guy. I could literally reach over this dude's shoulder and touch LeBron James. And I talked shit to LeBron James the whole game, I ain't gonna lie. Every time he came and sat down, say, you motherfuckers are going down. Going down, you son of a bitch. Like all of that, right? He never even looked back.
Yeah.
I know he heard me.
They hear that shit every day, though.
They hear it every day. They don't give a fuck. Now, of course, I'm around nothing but Miami Heat fans. And they're not saying nothing to me because, I mean, we talk a little bit before the game. We all joking with each other. Like, I'm like, yeah, I play football. So, yeah, you think about it. You're going to get your ass rocked if you try anything.
Yeah, please touch me. Please touch me. You're going to get
rocked if you touch me, all right? So just know it's all in good faith. We're all just doing it to have fun.
Hey, we all passed through a metal detector. So I have no problem.
I ain't got no heat, but I got these knucks. These knucks is ready for anything.
More importantly, I know you ain't got shit on you.
Exactly.
So we can do
where
this.
I parked.
Yeah, we can do this.
But it's crazy because really, when you think about it, you know, these are family members that are just coming to support their family. You know, they're not the hardcore fanatics that, you know, other fans may be. And it's a playoff time. So it's going to be hardcore fans in that building. That's what it's going to be. And, you know, you see this every once in a blue moon in football games just because usually I know one time, I mean, it didn't involve us, but the Jaguars, and this was after I retired, they had a defensive tackle who tried to go up there was a defensive tackle who tried to go up into the stands to go up against Jaguar fans. And the Jaguar fans were like, Duval. And if you know Jag fans,
there's a couple places that might not go the way you think.
It's not going to go the way you think because, one, you got rednecks and you got hood rats in that stadium that are ready for whatever. And I say that in the best as a compliment.
Right.
These motherfuckers are about it. They ain't not playing. And I think it was I can't remember who it was, but this cat he like tried to jump he tried to climb up. And they was
oh wow.
They was ready to whoop his ass.
You are in a very precarious situation trying to climb up to a fight.
Yeah, like I have the high ground, Anakin. Like you gonna get your shit cut up. Yes. The Seahawks DT. Yes, that's who it was. Oh, you were right next to it. Okay, K-Jax. Okay, let us know. Let us know what's up.
That is funny shit.
But you know, that's fan to player. Those are interactions that can, you know, they get heated, but that's fan to player. Now, fan to family. Come on now. In the NBA, you see, I mean, look, if some of y'all might be a little bit young to remember the mayhem, what was it? What do they call that?
Palace.
The Malice in the Palace. Woo! Malice in the Palace. This was the perfect storm of fans feeling like they can do whatever they want and they can put their hands on players or they can do things to players, which in some cases you get away with it. You may get kicked out of the arena, but you get away with it from a physical standpoint. Mm-hmm. But on this night, a motherfucker decided they wanted to try Ron Artest.
The wrong one.
The wrongest one. Ooh. This is the cat you don't even try this shit on Ron Artest. He had the most technical fouls, the most fines, the most suspensions of any player in his era. I mean, It was like they would give Ron Artest a technical just for turning around and looking at the ref after a foul. Yeah, if he looked at the ref.
You make Draymond Green look like a Boy Scout.
Like a Boy Scout. Draymond Green, look, Draymond Green would be called Ron Artest light, like diet Ron Artest. Ron Artest was an amalgamation of Dennis Rodman and Latrell Sprewell in one package.
I mean, these are cats with like legitimate psychological disorders.
Like personality disorders. Like, this is a cat who was from the hood. And I'm not even talking about the hood like in South Carolina. This was the hood of New York. Like, where the hood in New York is the most dangerous hood you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
He came from there. This cat fears no man.
You can make it
And
there,
a fan
you can
thought
make it
he
anywhere.
was going to throw a drink on Ron Artest. Boy. Look, for those of you who are too young to maybe remember this, that is the reason, that is a prime example of when keeping it real goes wrong. This cat threw a drink on Ron Artest from 10, 12 rows up. Ron Artest hopped. He was laying on the scorer's desk.
Yeah.
That drink hit him. That cat got up like a cat. He looked like a jaguar. He jumped over the first row of people, and I'm telling you, if you see these people's faces when they seen him coming, they were just like, motherfuckers moved out of the way. Like, and one guy was like,
Oh, Judas.
Hey man, we're gonna go on a little field trip today on Lineman Life. Let's find the Malice in the Palace, and I'm only gonna play a little bit of it because I know they'll copyright that shit in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Malice.
Fortunately, there hasn't been another incident quite like this.
Fortunately, there has not been another incident like this. But I'm telling you, folks,
this was a full-blown Donnybrook kerfuffle.
This was literally a situation that was so out of control. Nobody could stop this. Nobody could stop what was happening. Like security, police, nobody could stop this. Because it was just too many unbelievably large athletes who were just completely enraged, and there was nothing you could do about it.
They were off the fucking leash.
And everybody just kind of was like, we gotta wait. We just gotta wait. I mean,
I forgot Ben Wallace was on that. Ooh, shit.
Yes. So this is how it started, and I'm gonna be pausing because the copyright system in the NBA, or I'm talking about on YouTube, will, if I let it go for longer than like 10 or 15 seconds at a time, it's gonna fucking shut shit down. All right. So this is how it started off.
To the 12, all 5 starters in double figures.
Ben Wallace, Ron Artest got him with a hard foul.
And Wallace did. Wallace right at Artest. This has the.
So Ron Artest is actually fairly poised and composed right now. He's not retaliating like we know him to usually do when somebody tried to flex on him. Like, this was a Ron Artest who was trying to do good because this cat had gotten suspended so many times. They were like, look, bro, like, you got to chill out. We're going to get you a therapist. You're going to chill out. So, as shit is going down, Ron Artest now, as you see here, he's laying on the scorer's desk. And everybody's kind of like, ha, 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 this is crazy, right? This is crazy.
Sure.
Oh, damn.
Hold up. I missed it. Ron Artest is like, oh, let me pull it back. Here we go.
Jackson challenging Derek Cole.
Steven Jackson, yes.
Steven Jackson.
I mean, it's like
this was Steven. I mean, you got a lot of hood cats. A lot of cats that are straight hood on the court right now.
Possible. The problem is, if Wallace is ejected, I'm not sure. He'd have to walk past the Pacer bench to go. Now Artest has jumped over.
This is Artest. Oh, shit. He's like, oh, shit.
Like, what
They're like, whoa, what's going on here? Let me slow it down. I'm going to slow it down. Let's slow it down. Let's go half speed.
The score!
This guy's like, yeah, go that way. Go that way.
Go get him.
It's table and is trying to get down to the bench. Artest is in the stands.
Look at now look at this. Oh my God.
Hey, Steven Jackson's about that life.
He is about that life. Look,
I think he's from Port
Look
Arthur.
at all the people holding back one man. Because he was about to haymaker this cat. He was about to give him the business. He's like, oh my God!
If he wouldn't have tripped right here, I mean, he just kind of mushes the kid.
If he wouldn't have slid off of him, because he got him now, right here, he's about to lay a haymaker into him. And these guys grabbed it. Right there. See how he threw that arm back?
Yeah. But Steven Jackson saw an opportunity. He saw the golden
Steven Jackson's coming on. He said, oh, brother, I got you, brother. And then look, this ass, whoever this was,
with another drink.
Jackson saw that.
He said, oh, this motherfucker didn't.
He said, oh, word?
Fans are getting involved. Steven Jackson's in the fans.
So for such great athletes, they have like bad spatial awareness. Is that Hubert Davis?
Yeah. I mean, you got to understand also that you know how much space is in between them seats? They big as hell. Like they got, you only have a little wiggle room to work with, but so everything's got to be upper body because lower body, you don't have nowhere to like create a base.
Right, you're right. But they like swinging.
There's nowhere to create a base.
You got to just right in the.
So now look at this, right? They're pulling these cats back. Let me skip forward a little bit here.
Oh,
Let me put it back on regular speed now that we've seen that crucial part.
Rasheed Wallace. Oh, come on now.
The players trying to help each other out.
Oh shit! Who was that? Who got thrown up on this? Oh, somebody right here. Oh, that's what's his name? That's
Jermaine O'Neal.
Jermaine O'Neal. Yeah,
man, it's some cats. There's some cats on these two squads.
It's like this Pacer squad is full of some hood cats.
Like Rasheed Wallace is out here. Like, come on, dog. Ben Wallace. Get the fuck out of here. Like like cats. If you saw walking down the street,
you wouldn't say nothing
across the street.
Yeah, you wouldn't say nothing to him.
You'd either ask for an autograph or cross the street.
Yeah. That's the motherfucker. You walking down the same dark alley as he is with your girl. Your girl puts her purse under her coat. That's who these cats is. And he threw this cat. He threw that cat.
Rip Hamilton.
So now from there, right? You get some fans who want to get froggy. Well, let me see if it pulls it up, because there were some fans who got squared up on. Oh man, there were some Pistons fans who tried to square up on the court.
You're trying to get the Pacers to go back to the locker room. What was maybe
Jamal Tinsley? I mean, ooh.
Outcome is definitely decided.
I mean, they ready to. I mean, it's crazy.
Somebody could really get hurt.
Did they end this game?
It's a bad choice.
I don't remember.
It was only 45 seconds left. There was only 45 seconds left in the game.
Okay. I
don't remember if they actually ended the game. Okay, I think there were some fans who I wish I could find that little part.
I feel like there's like some auxiliary fights going on.
Yes, like right at the floor, right on the floor.
What would possess you to square up with these cats?
I mean, one, you got to think about where they at. They in Detroit.
That's true.
I mean, I give those motherfuckers credit. They about that life too.
Yeah,
if there are any fans that I would be like, yeah, they about that. If you gonna get into something in Detroit, you better be ready to drop everybody.
Yeah,
because they're gonna be coming.
Some B rabbits and some Papa Docs out there.
Here we go. This is where it was.
Very dangerous.
Hold on, let me back it back a little bit here. See if they got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy was trying to swing.
Oh, what a sad scene here at the Palace.
Yep.
Now another fight's breaking out in front of
there was one over here. There was a fan who squared up over here Yeah.
This is very,
And they start going for his ass.
Fans are throwing cups with liquid in them now onto the court.
There's a few places like
Chest has a look in his eye that's very scary
this
right
might
now.
not go so well. Like here,
Only
Cleveland.
Only
Oakland.
thing missing is a gunshot.
Oh, yeah. Oakland,
But,
back when
you
they
know-
had the Warriors, probably wouldn't want to try that shit. I mean,
Yeah,
New York.
I mean, look, that was a crazy scene. I remember seeing that. I saw that live. Yeah, if I do, no, I didn't see it live. I saw it right after it happened because it was right on SportsCenter.
Oh, da-da-da.
And it was just like cutting in live, and they just replayed everything. And you know, that was like the first time I think in sports, outside of like them fans throwing stuff on players as they leave, that was the first time that you've seen the athletes actually go take on the fans. And it was not pretty for anybody. There was a lot in ways of security that changed after that in the NBA, because it was just so uncontrolled. It was so out of control. Like, but this is the thing. And this is what, you know, I remember back in my days at Purdue, these were things that, you know, in college, at Purdue, we got in fights with the frats all the time. Like, the frats would be mad because we come there, we take over the party. They don't like that. They want to fight. So we whoop everybody's ass in the building and get the hell on. But people don't understand is you're going to taunt a person who, one, is stronger, faster, on every measurable level, can dominate you because they are trained at they're such finely tuned athletes that their ability to quick twitch accelerate is off the charts compared to you as a regular person. These people also are taught to block out pain and injury. So even if you landed a blow, more likely than not, that athlete is not even going to feel that. Like, they're not even going to register that. And even if it hurt them, you wouldn't know because they won't even express pain.
It wouldn't be like till the next day. Like, oh man, somebody hit me right in my damn jaw.
You know what I mean? Like, because I remember, I'll never forget this shit. We were this was after the football season. It's like February in West Lafayette, Indiana. There's like 2 feet of snow on the ground. We go to this frat party, and this frat is right at the bottom of this massive hill on campus. So it's like the entire road is snowed out because nobody's going to drive on that hill because of the weather. And we're inside the frat having a good old time. And of course, somebody's girl is over here dancing on a football player. So now the frat is tripping. So it starts getting physical inside. So cats start going outside to kind of like get away from it.
Yeah.
Man, when I walked out the door, it was already a full melee in the street, on the grass. I mean, it was just bodies. And look, we had a defensive end named Mouth. This dude is from Jersey. This motherfucker Mouth, he is the most bouted. He's ready to fight anytime, anywhere. And the first thing this big ass motherfucker did was take his shirt off.
Mm-hmm.
Light-skinned motherfucker just grabbed somebody up, jumped in the air, and just landed on top of him in the snow, in the street. And it was on and cracking.
Ooh.
And these dudes tried to fight. They were like, fuck it. Now we fighting these cats. So, I mean, I'm at the bottom of the hill. I see like 10 guys over there fighting, 5 guys over there fighting. Some cat just start running towards me. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, here we go. He takes a swing and he missed and starts sliding. And I just cross line. Oh, like, bitch. And so I start jogging off from him. I jog away from him, looking for somebody else. I seen cats just getting, people were just, they were just getting obliterated. They were getting mauled. It wasn't even competition. They were just getting beat up, one-on-one fights across the board. Just people getting mashed by athletes. So it's never, you're usually not going to win that matchup because you're dealing with something that's a little bit more, this is like a little bit more apex than you. You know what I mean? Like little bit more apex than you. So, no, now kind of circling this back to Chris Paul's situation. Now in the NBA, as they have it set up, you can't go in them stands or you're done. Like you're going to be suspended for likely you're in the playoffs, you're done. The playoffs is over for you if you go up in there. So it's not even something. If you even come off the bench onto the court, if there's an issue now,
also true,
you're suspended automatically. Like they got super strict with that because of that. But I feel like, again, like we both have been saying here, when it comes to people's families, you decide you're going to go that path.
All that shit's out the window. You touch my mom? What?
If you touch my mom, I'm going to take that suspension.
Fuck that. Like,
if I see what happens, I'm going to take that suspension.
Yeah, y'all kick me out the league
one
or
thing
whatever.
If somebody tells you, you know what I mean? You're going to be pissed, but you might think twice because you didn't see what happens, but you're being told.
Yeah, I think that's why he had the restraint that he did.
Because he didn't actually see it. If I see you put your hands on my family members, as a fan, you should know you are in danger now.
We all about to be scrapping in this bitch.
You are in danger. And I mean, look, I don't give a fuck who is there with you. You're going to get your ass kicked. And if they want it, they're going to get their ass kicked too.
Like
if they touch me, anybody who touches me is getting swung on.
Like you see it at the zoo, when an animal gets out the pen, that's what it's going to be like.
That's what it's going to be like. It's going to be a fucking, when you see that big gorilla, that silverback come out in the gorilla pen and all the other gorillas are just hanging out, they kind of move the fuck out the way because like if you get in his way, he's going to slap you. He's going to slap you out his way. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is when you start dealing with people's families. I don't have a problem with fans heckling. You just never cross that line into the family because they have nothing to do with this.
Right.
They have nothing to do with this. If you have a problem with the player, that's one thing, but the player's family has nothing to do with, should have nothing to do with your animosity or your heckling or your trolling of that player. Once you do that, now it's personal and it has to be personal. So I'm disappointed in Dallas fans that they would do that because I've never seen that come out of Dallas fans. Usually it's a good time in the A&A.
Yeah, this is a Salt Lake City, Boston type of shit.
Yeah, this is like some coastal shit. You know what I mean? Like I expect that from like Patriots fans.
Well, Boston has some undertones already.
Yeah, Boston. Hey, they are good for it. You see how the Celtics and Brooklyn, how their situation went because of Kyrie Irving. Like those Boston Celtics fans let him have it every moment of every game, and they ain't give a damn. And they're ruthless.
He can't be surprised, like with the way he exited. But words, talk about me all you want to. I really don't give a fuck. I mean, we're trained to tune that kind of shit out anyways.
Yeah, we're not even listening to you half the time. It's like we might hear what you say, but we're not listening. Like we're not actually listening. We're just heard it.
If you get a real good one on, like I might chuckle.
I might turn around and laugh at you and be like, that's just funny. Like
all right.
And then as a fan that, hey, you can do that and I'm not going to trip.
Yeah, like, okay, but, you did your research.
Yeah. If you start spitting out stats, now you're okay, now I got some respect for you.
All right, you understood
the
actually
assignment. You're actually on it. But
personal shit, some is okay. But like I remember like LeBron, they was like, "Oh, I hope your son dies" or some crazy shit.
They said they hope his son dies in an accident. Like what? Like come on,
man. I probably won't beat you up for that because you haven't made it physical. But
you're gonna get kicked out this arena.
Yeah, like
and that's what LeBron did.
I will get you escorted out if you talk some crazy nonsense like that.
Yeah, and I remember that was the little bar that was in Atlanta. That was here in Atlanta. That was an old girl, some quote unquote influencer.
Yeah,
little Barbie doll with all her plastic surgery, and her like 55, 60-year-old husband talking shit to LeBron, wishing death on his children. And then they got mad when they got kicked out.
You about to get your dude knocked out.
For real. Hey, remember Pittsburgh?
Yeah, dude's gonna be catching some strays.
The dude is gonna get his ass whooped because of you. You keep talking. But no, the NBA's just had an issue with that lately. I feel like players are trying to control, they're trying to remain calm about it, but
also,
at a certain point, man.
Chris Paul's the most powerful player in the NBA. He's the president.
Yeah, he's the head of the
union.
Players Association. Yeah.
And has been forever. Highly regarded throughout the league.
Highly respected.
Has the ear of the commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously LeBron's more popular, but Chris Paul can pull some strings.
He can pull some strings. I guarantee you one thing: that kid will never set foot in American Airlines Center again. Because you know what's going to happen. Mark Cuban is going to call Chris Paul and be like, "Hey, sorry about that. What do you want us to do? Cut him off. He's cut off. Season tickets canceled. Everything done.
No refund.
No refund." So it's a balancing act between fans and players, but just leave families out of it.
Now I saw Monty Williams said something interesting that he was recommending special seats for family members, which I'm kind of surprised they don't have already.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, why don't they have that already?
Our shit on the road, you're sitting up in the fucking rafters.
Oh yeah. In the NFL, the home the NFL has a special area. There's a family section for every team in the NFL, and I think there's a family. You're
taking light bulbs up there because you're changing the bitches out. But you sit up there with the real riffraff now.
Yeah, look,
I've had
friends and family come to games in like Oakland when we played the Raiders. Ooh. And they were like, bro, like we damn near took our jerseys off because these motherfuckers were trying to fight just because we had the jerseys on.
Right.
And it's like, but they do have they'll have like a security guard who is set up just for the family areas to watch them. At least in Oakland they did. Mm-hmm. Because people, in Oakland, it was like notorious. They knew what time it was in Oakland. It's notorious for people getting in fights with fans getting in fights and family and friends of team of players being harassed. So they had special police who were there just for them, which helped the situation. But I kind of, I think that's what they're going to do now because it's happened a few times too many in the NBA. So they're probably going to start like designating areas that are just for family and friends. And no one else is allowed to have tickets over there.
And there's so few. Maybe you just like block off a couple suites because I know owners do it for each other. That's like a etiquette thing. It's like the owner's like, hey, we're coming to your city. Got a suite. Yeah. I'll do the same when you come to town. Maybe you start doing that for the players. Just have like a box or two for all the, you can't just bring anybody, but wives, children.
I think it's logical.
I'm surprised that doesn't already happen, given all this shit.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well.
But now,
that's crazy.
Now, if I'm buying those same seats. Like I'm bring some cousins.
Oh yeah, you gotta bring. If I'm gonna be up in there, if I'm gonna be up in the general pop, I'm
Ray,
some homies.
Ray and them. What y'all doing Saturday? Pull up. Sit with my moms. Enjoy the game. Have a good time. Unlimited beers on me.
Hell yeah.
But
I got whatever y'all need. Just let me know. Y'all got a tap. All right, so finally, to kind of wrap up the show, we're going to take a look at this article on Deshaun Watson, because Deshaun Watson, there's an update on his situation, and I'm going to get through this quickly here. There's an update on, and I don't know exactly what the update is about, but. We're going to take a look at it here. Update in the Deshaun Watson civil cases. There's been an update in the Deshaun Watson civil cases, which could have an effect in the outcome. Let's see here. Watson is being sued by multiple women for alleged misconduct Today, the judge ordered the lawyer for the accusers to turn over mental health records and documents from experts. Watson's defense team made it known that they wanted the records to be put out there. The judge will have access to the records to ensure facts are facts, as well as any other information that the records could indicate. The hearing took place today. Also, according to a report, the civil case may not be heard until April of 2023. This would likely benefit Watson in terms of being on the field for 2022 season. What Watson missed the entirety of the 2021 season, has not played since 2020. NFL may wait until the civil cases are done to implement a suspension.
Oh, that's not good.
It is now looking like that won't happen until the 2023 offseason at least.
Remember, this is the year where he has that low salary.
Yeah, this is the year where he has that. They'll just change it up again. Once they figure out what's going to happen to him, they're going to adjust his contract so he don't lose shit. This is big news for the Browns in terms of where things stand. Nothing is set in stone, but this improves Watson's chances of playing in the 2022 season. And that is the extent of the update. Now, my theory on this whole Deshaun Watson situation is with the NFL, there's no consistency in how these things play out. So you can't really. I don't think he's going to sit out a whole season. I think the worst case scenario, they would likely sit him for half the season if he gets suspended. Why do I say that? Well, one, the NFL knows that the situation that the Browns are in needs to be resolved as far as Baker Mayfield goes rather quickly. And if they keep him, and by suspending Deshaun this season, at any point, until now knowing that this case is being moved to 2023, you won't suspend him in 2022 because then that makes it really awkward for the Browns because they're going to have to play Baker Mayfield. Yeah. The only reason that they're holding Baker Mayfield now is because they're expecting or anticipating a year-long ban for Deshaun Watson. Now, with this case being moved back, Roger Goodell may likely say, you know what, we're going to wait until we see how, see the outcome of this. Because, look, if they were going to suspend him, it would have already been announced. They would have already announced it. If they were dead set on him being done for the season, we would know already. I mean, look, they took like literally 24 hours to put Calvin Ridley out for the season on a $1,500 bet. They didn't take long on that at all. And he didn't even technically commit a crime. So that is... he committed an NFL crime, but not an actual.
I was about to say, yes, that one might be on par in the NFL's eyes.
And if you take a look at least at the precedents for what's going on, the NFL usually acts fairly quickly with retribution.
Yeah,
you're going to get that. You're going to be notified on what's going to happen to you within 30 days. You're going to know.
Yeah, because they don't have to wait for. They
don't have to wait for nothing.
For due process. They could do it.
They don't have to wait for due process.
They could do it independently.
Yes. So
and arbitrarily.
Arbitrarily, just on their own dime, they can be like, you're done for the season. I cannot imagine that the NFL at this point will suspend Deshaun Watson because now he's practicing. There's already footage of him practicing with the team. And like I said, they have had, from the moment that this grand jury situation concluded up until this point, the NFL generally, if they had been waiting on anything, once the grand jury situation happened, they would have announced if there was punishment right then and there. After he was, after they didn't have enough evidence to bring forward charges, then the NFL would have said, okay, this is what we're doing. Boom. You're done for this season, or you're done for 8 games, or you're done for 12 games, whatever it may be. That would have been done. They hadn't done a thing. They hadn't even talked about him. They hadn't even talked to him. So he's not getting suspended for this season. That's just not going to happen. But now with the civil cases, I mean, man, it's hard to predict this shit, but I'll even go out on a limb and say they may not even suspend him. Because if the civil case thing is pushed off to 2023, the NFL is probably just going to be like, sweep. We're just not going to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll just give you time served. And
Time served. You sat out a year on your own. Good job.
we'll
Some bullshit.
We'll keep it pushing, you know?
We'll keep it pushing. So it's looking better and better for him personally in dealing with the NFL. Then I don't even know how he navigated this whole thing to get to a point where they may not even suspend him, because I honestly don't think they're going to suspend him. Not this season. And if they did next season, it's not going to be for a full season. There's no point in doing that, because a civil lawsuit can be brought up by anybody at any time for anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be true at all.
And a much lower burden of proof, just the preponderance of evidence. So it's more likely that he did than he didn't. That's it. So 51%. Or 50.1, I guess. Yeah.
And really, I think the NFL was waiting to see if he got charges. If he would have got charges, they would have been full go on he's done. Just get him out of the way, because that's a distraction. They don't want that. The civil suit, they see that all the time in the NFL. They're not tripping over that.
It's just too easy.
But I think at the end of the day, he will have found a way to just worm out of this without really coming. He really found a way to worm out of this $250 million richer.
Boy.
Shit. Look, hey, and I will be the first to say, like, it's not a good look what happened. But at the end of the day,
hey, he won.
There's winners and there's losers, and he won.
He won big time.
He won. So, we'll see how it plays out. But that is going to be it for us here on Lineman Live Live. We do appreciate y'all for being in here with us. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done so, and subscribe to the channel. I am your reserve lineman, Uche Nwaneri. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Me and my co-host, Justin Blaylock. We appreciate y'all once again, and we will catch y'all on the next one.
Deuces.
Peace.